I think we can both recognize you struggle to implement changes to your gameplay. I think that's just true. This is what my process looks like. And I'm going to give you a real example because I'm currently trying to get really good at this game called Squash. So step one is I realize my serve's bad. We realize our entry's bad. We're at step one in your gameplay. Our entry's not the best. It feels awkward. We can see that it's bad. Okay, I can see that my serve's bad. Now, the difference is in our step two. My step two is not go fucking serve the ball. My step two is figure out what I want my serve to look like in no uncertain terms. So step one, you identify, which I think we both do correctly. Step two is you need to have a very clear and unambiguous mental model of what you want.
Like a visualization of what an optimal serve would look like.
Yes, and all of it. What, like, where do I stand for an optimal serve? Where on the wall do I want my ball to hit? Who am I emulating? Am I serving forehand or backhand? Am I dropping the ball? Am I trying to throw the ball into my racket? Every detail I want to have an answer for you for both my forehand and backhand serve. So how do I get this clear model? Watch pros. So here I'd pull up some top games. So you're watching Eggster, okay? So we're both sort of here, but I think it's
not quite as flushed out.
Yeah, I think step three here, where we practice to match that model, is where the difference is very palpable between you and I when it comes to improving at something. Because I think you're capable of practice. I think you're capable of watching. I think you struggle to build clear models. So I think together we should do that right now. I think we found the juice. I think this is where you're weakest. Chat, look how many details he's getting wrong. Isn't that crazy? This is perfect. You got so many details wrong that I'm convinced this is what is holding us back. No, this is so tricky. So strategically speaking, there are things wrong with our play, but I'm like way more concerned with our mechanics and just not even like presence of mind but it's like how we're playing the fights. So I think it's fine to like go fight CT, but the way that we fight them. So first you expose CT here without, oh man, I don't even know. Like I would have pre-fired this angle because what if they're there? It's a free kill. And if they're not there, like whatever, they know we're sight. Like so the pre-fire doesn't cost anything. Like there's no downside to pre-firing it.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but I guess like neither would I is the thing. Like I'm not thinking about it. I'm just fighting the CT angle.
I'm fighting, yeah. I see a sky flash come out. I'm like, ooh, juicy flash kill.
Yeah, I'm in no hurry to play with the sky flash. I don't think that's giving me anything.
I think I could have also just stayed with the boys here.
No, but like let's ignore the strategy of it. It's just the way that we're taking the fights. And also like it's like the round one, the entry. It's like that is the bit that I really think needs polishing or needs attention. Like you're telling me if we're in a 1v1 on split, this is how you're taking the fight. 1v1 CT. You're not changing anything?
No, I would definitely change. I probably wouldn't even take the fight CT, honestly.
No. Let's say you have to take the fight. Let's ignore the decision-making aspect of this. I want to purely focus on the micro. You've chosen to fight. That's a fact.
Yes.
One person is on site, the other one's CT. The site player has to peek the CT guy. You're telling me on round one, that's how you're taking the fight.
Well, now upon further reflection, probably not.
Yeah, so why the isn't that Fang playing rank when you're taking a fight? Like that's the attitude you need with it. There's so much more you can do to improve your conversion in this fight, but like if we compare it to your approach, ignore the sky flash.
The smoke is bad. It lets him out. My approach is just lazier.
Okay, the money match has begun. I don't know, like I'm curious. Can you see what's wrong with the fight on the Reyna?
Target confirmation?
No, this one's a little tricky. So you're already against the wall back here as you peek. So this guy is holding
moving as quickly as it could be on the swing
line, and so you want to move perpendicular to their line, but because you hit the wall, you're moving like this at a slower velocity because you obviously can't move through the wall. So the game is moving you this way in the fight. So your head is moving really slow, and I don't know, it's weird because I would naturally be close corner again here because they're far, 18 meters. And so you can't get angle advantage from being back wall. So I would be close looking at mini map, seeing where they are coming out wide and committing to fight.
Shoot the thing.
But it's important to know, like I'm not thinking about this. This is like a habit I have in terms of how I approach the fight. So like here, I'm reloading, I'm coming up towards this corner because I'm thinking like where might my next fight be? And yeah, like they're flooding out the smoke, they're gonna be far. That makes sense, because you peek it back here up against the wall. So the actual fights we're taking, I don't care. Sure, you fight this guy. I don't care if it's good or bad. I care about how we fight them right now.
How we fight them, yeah.
Concerning. And that's what I'm trying to focus on as well with like the entrying. Like you're doing these triple swipes. It's like the way that you end up fighting people looks really unpolished. You really need to lock in on these 1v1s more and give them, they're really important. It's literally you versus them. So like, let's say you improve your technique by like 5%. That's huge because it's like a two-way swing. So like the way, let's say right now your fights are 50-50, okay? If you improve to 55, that's not a 5% improvement. It's a 10% improvement because it's a delta between these two.
Yeah.
Because it's not 55-50, it's 55-45 inherently because it's a 1v1. So you're now converting a lot more than it initially appears. How do we fix this? Because it happened over here when the guy was shooting and you peeked screens, you remember? Like your peek there was atrocious.
I have to unlearn the bad habit, then recognize the good habit, then learn the good habit.
I guess, but I'm not... You play DM on your streams, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't. I don't anymore.
Oh, I wanted to look.
I stopped playing DMs on my Steam. You want me to rip one right now?
Yeah. Well, I want to see a past one because like you're gonna rip one right now and you're in the mindset. You know, I want to see what your practice looked like.
Remember the VOD review we did when we did the thing and then I didn't do the thing at all? When there was literal points on the line for believers and non-believers? Like, I don't adapt that quickly.
We're not predicting the outcome. We're predicting whether or not he does the thing.
Vendors win. GG.
Fang, you just single-handedly let down all the believers.
I don't even know what I was doing.
There was a bet on whether or not you would hold an off angle, kill one, unswing and flash.
Oh.
And you didn't do it once. Like the thing.
The thing.
The only thing we spent like 3 hours talking about.
I mean, I'll just do it the way I've been doing it.
No. So doing it the way you've been doing it, I think that's your unique case. I think we can both recognize you struggle to implement changes to your gameplay. I think that's just true. So I think we need to try something new in order to implement changes to your gameplay. So currently, walk me through your process. What did you do over the past 2 weeks to try and implement what I recommended to you into your gameplay?
I tried to really hyperfixate on not like being in the open when I'm placing my shit down, ready to go.
What did you do outside of the game? Because in the game, it's very hard to be mentally present.
Watch a lot of Eggster.
How does watching Eggster, and I'm not saying that watching Eggster doesn't work. I want to understand your thought process. So your homework 2 weeks ago was, I want the mechanics of your entries to be drilled and clean. So walk me through, that's like the end goal. You want to have a clean, practiced entry. And you go, I'm going to watch Eggster.
I watched Eggster. I spent a little bit of time in customs, not enough clearly, and just while I was in the games themselves, really tried to just be as safe as I could when putting my stuff down.
So when you're in customs, so walk me through it. Let's say I'm in a custom right now. What's my goal?
To be comfortable once you come out of the custom.
What's that look like?
Whatever you're trying to practice.
What am I trying to practice? What's it look like?
I put down like I was more so practicing like if the flashes would hit somebody. I didn't really practice my mouse movement as I came out of the TP. I was more so trying to get the flashes down so they would be effective. I guess maybe I was just targeting the wrong thing while I was doing that specific practice.
Let me look at specifically the notes I wrote.
I don't think you actually sent me any notes.
Now, do I have to pull up?
I could be gaslighting right now, but
no, you're right. Yeah, we just wrote them down on stream. That's my bad. That's my bad.
I more so, I just saw like I watched the fucking YouTube video and I just watched the part where I put the Haven TP down in the same crevice 5 times in a row. And I was like, all right, I need to focus so this never happens again.
Okay. Yeah. But okay. So this is what my process looks like. So let's say I currently do something that looks bad. And I'm going to give you a real example because I'm currently trying to get really good at this game called Squash.
I've heard of Squash.
Okay, bet. So Squash court has a back wall. So here's me. And the court's got marks on the ground. Here's my opponent. Anyways, there's a serve in Squash. If you want to land it in this deep corner here, generally, you want to like arc it up and land it on there. Okay, so I've been practicing my serve recently. So step one is I realize my serve's bad because I'm playing against better players and they're shitting on my serve. We realize our entry's bad. We're at step one in your gameplay. Our entry's not the best. It feels awkward. We can see that it's bad. Okay, I can see that my serve's bad. Now, the difference is in our step 2. My step 2 is not go fucking serve the ball. My step 2 is figure out what I want my serve to look like in no uncertain terms. So step 1, you identify, which I think we both do correctly. Step 2 is you need to have a very clear and unambiguous mental model of what you want.
Like a visualization of what an optimal serve would look like.
Yes, and all of it. What, like, where do I stand for an optimal serve? Where on the wall do I want my ball to hit? Who am I emulating? Am I serving forehand or backhand? Am I dropping the ball? Am I trying to throw the ball into my racket? Every detail I want to have an answer for you for both my forehand and backhand serve. So how do I get this clear model? Watch pros. So here I'd pull up some top games. So you're watching Eggster, okay? So we're both sort of here, but I think it's
but
step...
not quite as fleshed out.
Yeah, I think step 3 here, where we practice to match that model, is where the difference is very palpable between you and I when it comes to improving at something. Because I have a really good squash serve now, and I've only been playing squash for like a couple months. I mean, it's not professional, but it's good. I can consistently land it back there. I'm happy with the state of my serve right now as opposed to where it was. So here, I think the quality of your practice is the problem. So I don't think you form a clear model. I think you watch the pros, but I don't think you do this.
It's a little ham-fisted when execution comes.
I think you're watching them, but I don't think you're as detail-oriented as you need to be when it comes to what are the factors at play. And I'm not talking about just the entries, like how do you take a fight? Because I see a problem with our fights. I've identified a problem, and there's not a clear model for every individual fight, so we have to like break them down into different categories. So here the fight is like 1v1s, and you know their location. So it's a very common type of fight in Valorant. We knew this guy's location, we knew this guy's location, we knew this guy's location when we were, fighting here, fighting there. And maybe it's that you don't have a clear model. That fight shows up. If I don't demonstrate for you, maybe you don't know how a good player would fight it.
No, I don't.
Like, let's pretend you're here and there's an enemy there. How would you fight this? Like, can you visualize it?
Like raw in the util?
Maybe.
Because I have util. I'm always using util.
Okay, how are you using util?
I would bank my flash, or if I have all my util in this position.
Where would you bank your flash? Just like off the wall?
I'd bank it off the front wall, close left to you.
This?
Right by the corner. Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. You actually can bounce it off this thing though, by the way, and it's really good because it'll
that is really
flash.
Good. Holy fuck.
It flashes over this box.
That's high up, yeah.
Yeah, so your flash, if they have a buddy who's coming to trade, it wouldn't blind them. So like already, like I've got a slight improvement to you. I don't even play your route. I know about this flash. You just hit this corner and it just gets stuck there. It's
That's
really
crazy.
Good. Yeah. I got the tech, bro.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
But yeah, sure. This isn't bad, but I don't think you'd do this. I think you might flash, but then I think you might swing back wall.
That would look more like it. Yeah, it's not as polished. I'm sure you can see an example of it too.
Yeah, so
there's another split game where I got sat way harder, I think due to this exact problem, and maybe that should have been a better one to present, because I think that would have illustrated it a lot more clearly than me.
So what I think is, I think you're capable of practice. I think you're capable of watching. I think you struggle to build clear models, so I think together we should do that right now. I want to help you build a couple clear models that you're then going, next week you better be fucking 1-to-1. Like at the start of next stream, I am going to ask you to replicate the sample video for like an entry on a map. And if you're not like 5 times in a row looking clean with it, you're out of here, okay? Because that bit is very straightforward. It's just time. It's just time, and you have to be perfectionist about it. So you practice while record your practice and compare it to the model, rinse, repeat. So let's pull up Eggster.
Yeah, we just dialed, bro. He's just ready for that.
One enemy remaining.
Time to jump.
Perfect. This is going to be the first thing we practice.
Oh, he's
okay. So the first thing you're going to practice is you're going to, like, this is going to be in a custom. I'm going to walk you through on no uncertain terms, okay? You can clip this and, like, reference it. You're going to pretend you're in a 1v2 clutch, and you know that there are vents and rafters, okay?
Jesus.
You're going to do it with Ghost. You're going to shoot 3 bullets, and then you can come right over to the ropes with 1 swipe to the left, which means when you come out here, you have to mentally position your mouse on the right side of your pad before you come out of the smoke. And I assure you, Eggster did that. He thought about that before he came out of the smoke because he knows their location. So he's put his mouse on the right side of his pad. 1, 2, 3, bam. Okay. And I believe he's 1, 2, 3, and he's shooting bullets like this. Okay. And then he's creeping this way. That's all I want. That's like the first thing you're going to practice. Because I feel like you don't have this type of thing. You never do. You're never ready for the second fight.
Nah, I'm not even on that level.
So like that.
Even remotely.
He's actually.
Enemy remaining.
It's actually so clean.
Dude, he's like dialed. Like, this is like Adderall gaming. 100%, bro.
Okay, and
This guy is so locked.
One enemy remaining.
He's just so fucking ready.
so I didn't watch the clip perfectly the first time. It's 3 over here, but he's coming to play this close cover. And then as he reloads, he's jiggling like this. Close corner and then walking. Okay. So again, it's going to be come out. And you're going to shoot 3 bullets the moment you can see the back. Okay, so you're just going to shift. You see the back? 3. And you're going to path over this way. Okay, so again, out. And here I'm running over, not shifting over because they know my location. Jiggle, post a wall, come out. Okay, you're going to practice that. Now, like, obviously this is one scenario, but the concept's very similar. For example, maybe you're peeking a hell guy. And it's like the same idea where after you kill someone and you're out in the open, there's always like a most common angle where you're going to get traded and you need to be thinking about it. So just the first thing you're going to practice, you're going to drill that. Specifically, like you pre-place the mouse before you come out and you're locking it on this rope as fast as possible. And it's like one swipe over to the left and then an adjustment. Okay, so it's like one swipe and adjustment. Got it? And then we reload close. Tell me exactly what you're going to do. Each step in this drill. Actually, just show me as you tell me. You can do it nice and slow-mo. You don't have to be fast.
I'm nervous as fuck. I hate this.
I think this is the step in the learning process where we differentiate.
I'm super weak on this. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
this is why you're a slow learner. I don't think anyone inherently is bad at learning. Like the human brain adapts. That's just how the brain works. So the reason why you're not adapting is because you don't learn the way that others learn.
I'm not detail oriented.
Yeah, so let's see it. Walk me through. Go nice and slow-mo.
So I peek like this.
Well, so pretend this is smoked off. You don't see the angle till you walk through that archway. Right?
Oh, I see.
So there's no threat until you come through the archway.
Let's pretend I'm just fucking walking through like this. Something like that. And then... Fuck, that's awkward.
Do it
I already
slow-mo.
feel awkward,
Do it
so I'm
slow-mo.
dragging my mouse
Oh,
to
well
the
then
left
back up. Your mouse should have been on the right before you came out of the smoke, right? So pretend you're in a smoke right now. There's no stress, but you know their locations. You're visualizing, how am I going to fight these 2 people? You're going to fight the rafters guys first. No.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot 3 bullets rafters. And then do it slow-mo. Like you can go, here, wait, I'll demonstrate real quick. What do I mean by, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put my mouse on the right. I'm in the smoke, so crosshair doesn't matter. I'm going to prepare. Okay, I'm going to come out. Once I see that, 1, 2, 3, 1 smooth motion adjustment, shoot. I'm going to come over here. I can make noise, jiggle, reload, and I'm going to shift towards this guy. At first, you can think between the steps. It's fine. It's just each step should be executed correctly. So like the swipe doesn't have to be instant at first. That's the goal, of course, but just make sure you're not doing 2 swipes. So we're in the smoke right now. What are we doing?
Re-aiming, making sure our mouse placement's good.
Yes, so our mouse is on the right side of the mat. And we're ready to fight the rafters guy. Once we're ready, we come out. Okay, we see the rafters guy. 3. Good. Now, we're going to do 1 smooth flick and an adjustment. Good. And we're going to immediately shoot at the end of our flick. So come back to... So here, on our flick, right at the end of it, we're going to shoot a bullet, just in case. So before the adjustment, yeah. And then we adjust. And as we do that flick, we also need to be running to the right, not shifting to the right. Because our location's known now, we can run. Yup.
Start moving before it.
Yeah, it's all good. Yup. And now you have to turn off unlimited ammo.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
Yeah.
And you're going to reload a bullet while it's close to the wall as you can get. And now you're going to come out. Nope, no pre-firing here now. Now that you've reloaded, you're going to shift towards the angle. Bingo. And you're chilling. Okay? So you're going to dry run that until the delay between the steps is
non-existent.
It's 0. The only time you're allowed any delay is at the beginning here when you're in the smoke. You have to think it all through and be like, okay, sure. Basically like that. I didn't do it perfectly. I haven't practiced this specific thing, but that's pretty much what we're looking for. Okay, so do it one more time. Be clear, this scenario is like never gonna happen, but we're just practicing.
No, for sure.
It's about the headspace.
Yeah, it's about being ready and being focused and visualizing. Because if I'm visualizing where a guy could be, then it already helps me a lot more. Because I'm locked in and I'm ready. I'm like
most of the
I have a big
techniques
issue
here
being
are
prepared.
very transferable. Like the idea of pre-positioning your mouse, I do that all the time. No. You made noise. You're shifting out of the smoke towards this guy.
Oh, okay.
Better. Open Notepad and type down all the steps real quick, though, just so... And I'll give you the timestamp from the Eggster VOD. Yeah, this is perfect. I think we found where you I think we found the juice. I think this is where you're weakest. Chat, look how many details he's getting wrong. Isn't that crazy? This is perfect. You got so many details wrong that I'm convinced this is what is holding us back. So, first, you forgot to mention that the mouse goes on the right side of our pad in step 1. That's like, you need to, if anything, that's like step 0 before we peek. Because like in your step 1, you're including peeking, right? So it's almost like step 1 or step 0 is like you first have to think through the entire set of events. So, and that's what Eggster is doing and what most players are doing at this ELO. Yeah, mouse pre-aimed and place on right side of mouse pad. Yes. And so now full noise out archway toward heaven window. Perfect. Now you forgot the 3 shots.
Did forget 3 shots.
Now step 3, while we're flicking left and firing a bullet, we're actually moving while we flick there. The reason why he's firing those bullets is because he's going to reload anyway. So he's actually flicking left and moving towards cover. And you're wrong that he's reloading while moving right towards cover. He reloads while he jiggles in the clip, right? So he flicks left, motion towards vent, fire a bullet. He fires multiple, but yeah, move right to close cover. Reload while jiggle peeking from close cover. Yeah, shift out of angle towards vents. And step 5, importantly, it's not just... Here, wait, let me know when you see my screen. So he's not holding shift here. He's taking a full silent step and then shifting because it's the most efficient, right, in terms of noise. So the shift starts closer to like here. It's coming out and then shifting. So I would note that down. So 0.5 is not shifting out of angle towards vents. It's doing a, what do you even want to call it? A silent
step.
Silent full speed swing or something. I don't even know if there's like a term. Silent full step, then shift out of angle towards vents. Yeah. Perfect. Now I think this is in way less uncertain terms what we want to be doing. And now add one line and paste in the VOD link I gave you. Okay. Do you think that that is clear enough? And
yes.
Okay. Yawa 200, thank you for the 22 months. Holy swoop. Perfect. So that is like very specific, no uncertain terms. All the details are ironed out. I want you to be able to do this. Like, however many times you have to practice it on split until you can do it such that it looks pretty close to what Eggster did in the clip.
Yeah.
And specifically, all of these steps should be checked. So you, like maybe the exact position you end up in after the flick left isn't the same as Eggster's because his flicks are more accurate than yours. That's fine. What I care about is that you do all of these steps. So the actual mechanics of them can be worse than Eggster, but the speed of them should be the same. And the actual order of operations should be the same. It's just the quality might not be the same. So like when I do my squash serve, I do all of the steps in the same order as the professional player. I just don't hit the ball as accurately. So like when I take those 3 shots, I don't hit the head as accurately or as quickly. When I flick left, I don't as accurately end on the rope as Eggster. That's fine. That's fine. But the actual process, hopefully we just built a clear model for you. This step 2 here.
Yeah.
I think you have everything else down because you watch the pros, you see your issues, you practice. I think you were missing this clear model. I hope we just built it well together, and I'm going to be a total dick next week. You have to have this. These 2 things better be perfect. Like, I don't care if you don't hecking hit the peaks or whatever. Like, if you do this and you come a little wide on that peak, I don't care. Okay? But the time between the peaks and like all this should be so fucking fluid. See, my crosshair wasn't right there. So I wouldn't get full marks. I still need to practice it. No shooting error on the on the fights. Everything should be so perfect. The only thing that I'll accept being bad is like, oops, I peeked too wide, or oops, my crosshair.
Like mechanical errors.
Yeah, like here, if your crosshair's a little
Yeah.
like low or whatever, like sure, that's fine. Like you miss like the flick up here and your
The
crosshair's
idea's
a little.
there.
Yeah, it's about the idea and the fluidity of it. So I don't care if the actual mechanical execution misses a little bit, but the timing, the pacing should be on, and there should be no like wasted motions. So here, after the 3 shots, I don't want to see swipe, because that's not what we're doing. It's one swipe over like this. Okay. All right.
I appreciate your patience with me, man.
No.
I was getting a little frustrated. I won't lie.
Just don't tell yourself that you're a
understanding
bad
now.
learner. Like, well, you are. Okay, you are a bad learner, but being a bad learner is not it's not a permanent debuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can become a good learner.
You can
like,
still fight it.
Somebody can be bad at piano, but they can become good at piano. Learning is just a skill, and we just need to figure out why you're a bad learner. And I think this is sort of the
I'm not detail oriented enough.
Yeah. So you're a bad learner. Let's be a better learner next week. Okay. We got this shit.
I can do that.
Don't give up.